In a world filled with constant noise, endless distractions, and millions of people trying to be the same version of acceptable, a rare kind of man quietly rises above the crowd, not by aggression, not by loudness, not by begging for validation, but by the sheer power of silence, discipline, and deep internal clarity. This video explores a psychological pattern that only a small fraction of individuals ever embody. Inspired by the teachings and insights of Jordan Peterson, one of today's most influential thinkers in the United States, we dive into the hidden preferences and uncommon traits that define the Sigma male, the lone wolf, the self-directed achiever, the man who belongs to no hierarchy because he creates his own. Peterson often says that strength begins with taking responsibility for your own life. And Sigma males don't just take responsibility, they use it as fuel to build their own paths, instead of walking down the paths laid out by society. While most people shape their lives around approval, attention, and recognition, Sigma males shape their lives around purpose, inner standards, and a relentless commitment to becoming something more than what they were yesterday. Their habits often look strange to others. Their choices seem confusing. Their calmness appears mysterious. Their independence feels intimidating. And their mindset? Only about 1% of people think this way. Today's video reveals the deeper psychological roots behind the 8 uncommon things only Sigma males like, things the world rarely understands but quietly respects when it sees the results. As you listen to this, allow the words to pull you into their world. A world where a man's value comes not from external applause, but from internal mastery. A world where solitude becomes strength, where discipline becomes identity, and where the mind is shaped like a sword, sharp, quiet, and unstoppable. Let's begin. They like silence more than social approval. Jordan Peterson frequently emphasizes that meaningful growth begins in silence, deep, honest confrontation with oneself. Sigma males naturally gravitate toward this truth. Unlike most people who fear silence because it forces them to face their own thoughts, Sigma males embrace it. Silence is not empty to them. It is information, awareness, and clarity. It is the space where they understand their motivations, refine their goals, and map out their next move. While others crave constant chatter, social updates, and external stimulation to keep their minds occupied, Sigma males use silence as an advantage. It helps them solve problems faster, reflect on their decisions, and see situations from a strategic standpoint. Most people rely on external validation to feel worthy, but Sigmas rely on their internal compass. They do not speak unless they have something meaningful to say. They do not enter conversations simply to be seen. Silence allows them to observe, analyze, and understand people better than those who speak too much. They notice details others miss. They read intentions that others overlook. They spot inconsistencies, opportunities, and emotional signals that get lost in noise. To an outsider, their silence may look antisocial or uninterested, but in reality, it is the Sigma's way of conserving mental energy. Noise drains them, silence refuels them, and the more silence they embrace, the more powerful and confident they become. This is why only a small percentage of men can fully appreciate silence. It requires inner strength, emotional control, and a level of self-awareness that most people spend their whole lives avoiding. They like working alone because they trust themselves more than the world. Peterson often teaches that individuals grow when they take responsibility for their own outcomes. Sigma males live by this principle. They trust themselves more than they trust groups, crowds, or teams because they know that depending on others often leads to compromise, conflict, or disappointment. To a Sigma male, working alone is not a limitation. It is a strategic advantage. They move faster alone. They think clearer alone. They make decisions without needing approval, permission, or group consensus. They don't wait for others to catch up. They simply begin. While everyone else tries to fit into a system, Sigma males build systems that fit them. They feel no need to follow traditional career paths or social expectations. They may create businesses on their own, build skills in isolation, or pursue mastery in subjects most people don't care about. And because they trust their own judgment, they often achieve results that surprise everyone around them. Sigma males dislike pointless group activities, superficial team bonding, or any environment where individuality is crushed by groupthink. They thrive in solitude, not because they hate people, but because they are deeply aware of how their mind functions at its best. They know that the world often tries to shape them, limit them, or distract them, and working alone gives them the freedom to think independently and operate on their own timeline. Their independence is not rebellious, it is purposeful. It is not avoidance, it is efficiency. It is not arrogance, it is clarity. And this preference for working alone is one of the rare psychological traits that separate them from the majority. Only about 1% of people truly prefer it, and even fewer can handle the responsibility that comes with it. They like purpose over pleasure. Most people spend their lives chasing comfort, entertainment, and short-term pleasure, but Sigma males think differently. Jordan Peterson often speaks about the danger of living only for pleasure, how it weakens the spirit, destroys ambition, and turns a man into a slave of his impulses. Sigma males understand this instinctively. They don't live for dopamine hits or quick rewards. They live for purpose, something that gives structure to their actions and meaning to their suffering. They choose the long road, the disciplined road, the uncomfortable road, because they know that purpose shapes greatness. Where others choose convenience, Sigma males choose growth. Where others choose comfort, Sigma males choose improvement. They are drawn to challenges because challenges sharpen them. They willingly take on responsibilities, career goals, habits, personal development, fitness, not because someone told them to, but because they know who they could become if they pushed through discomfort. They are not the type to waste hours scrolling, partying, or escaping reality. Their mind is constantly seeking something deeper. Pleasure feels good in the moment. Purpose feels right forever. And Sigma males always choose the feeling that lasts. People misunderstand this. They often accuse Sigma males of being too serious, too focused, or too intense. But what these critics do not understand is that Sigma males are not trying to impress anyone. They are simply unwilling to waste the limited time they have on Earth. They know that pleasure is easy, but purpose is rare, and that rarity is exactly what makes it worth pursuing. They would rather invest 10 hours building a skill than spend 1 hour entertaining themselves. They would rather sacrifice immediate comfort if it means building something meaningful for the future. They would rather struggle in silence now than suffer in regret later. This is why their mindset is so uncommon. Purpose requires discipline. Purpose requires sacrifice. Purpose requires strength. And only a small percentage of people are willing to pay that price. They like honesty even when honesty is rare, because truth is uncomfortable. Most people avoid it. They sugarcoat their words, hide their flaws, and adjust their personalities just to be accepted. But Sigma males respect truth above friendship, approval, or popularity. Jordan Peterson often says that telling the truth is the foundation of a meaningful life. And Sigma males embody this principle naturally. They prefer brutal honesty over polite lies. They prefer being alone over pretending to be someone else. They prefer speaking truth even if it offends, rather than staying silent and betraying their own principles. This makes them appear cold or blunt to others, but it's simply their way of staying aligned with their internal compass. Sigma males are honest with others because they are honest with themselves first. They do not deny their weaknesses. They confront them. They do not run from their mistakes. They correct them. They do not escape their responsibilities. They shoulder them. Because of this, their personal growth accelerates faster than most people can understand. They evolve rapidly, mentally and emotionally, because they refuse to lie to themselves. Their honesty is also why they make people uncomfortable. When a Sigma male speaks, he goes straight to the truth of the matter. He does not play games. He does not pretend. And he does not adjust his message to protect fragile egos. Some admire this, some fear it, and some hate it, but no one forgets it. And above all, Sigma males appreciate honesty from others. They would rather hear a painful truth than a comforting lie. They respect people who are real, direct, and self-aware. This is why their circle is extremely small, because honesty filters out weak characters. Only those who value truth can walk alongside them. Truth is rare. Truth is sharp. Truth is uncomfortable. But truth is powerful. And Sigma males don't just like it, they live by it. They like mystery because it protects their power. Jordan Peterson often talks about the importance of maintaining personal boundaries. Sigma males take this idea further than most people. They understand that when too many people know your plans, your thoughts, your weaknesses, and your dreams, they gain power over you. So Sigma males naturally embrace mystery not as a tactic to manipulate others, but as a shield to protect the life they're building. Most people overshare because they crave validation or attention. Sigma males share little because they crave freedom and autonomy. They don't talk about their private life. They don't announce their goals. They don't broadcast their struggles. They don't reveal their emotions unless someone truly earns that trust. Their silence creates a sense of mystery that others find intriguing, intimidating, or confusing. This mystery is not a performance. It is a lifestyle. Sigma males simply do not feel the need to explain themselves. They do not seek permission. They do not chase approval. They do not want the world inside their mind. So they reveal only what is necessary and keep everything else locked behind their internal walls. This mystery becomes a source of power. People can't predict them. They can't read them. They can't manipulate them. They can't limit them. Because the Sigma male's true intentions are known only to himself, he remains in control of every move he makes. This is why others are drawn to Sigma males without understanding why. Mystery creates gravity. Silence creates curiosity. Independence creates respect. And Sigma males naturally carry all three. Being mysterious is not about hiding. It is about choosing wisely who gets access to your inner world. And Sigma males are extremely selective. Very few people are allowed behind their defenses. Even fewer understand them, and that is exactly how they like it. They like learning continuously because knowledge is power. Sigma males understand one fundamental truth. The world does not owe them success, approval, or understanding. Jordan Peterson emphasizes that competence is earned, discipline is required, and knowledge is the ultimate weapon for independence. Sigma males internalize this naturally. They spend hours reading, observing, analyzing, and experimenting. They do not rely solely on intuition or luck. They build mastery through knowledge and continuous learning. Unlike most people who think learning ends after school or college, Sigma males embrace lifelong education. They learn not for grades, validation, or recognition, but for themselves. They learn to sharpen their minds, to make better decisions, to predict outcomes, and to understand the hidden patterns in human behavior. Every book, every conversation, every experience becomes a tool for growth. Every failure is a lesson. Every challenge is an opportunity to refine their skills and understanding. Sigma males are often described as deep thinkers or strategists. This is not an exaggeration. Their learning is purposeful. It is calculated to give them an edge in life. They consume content that most people avoid: philosophy, psychology, history, strategic thinking, science, and even unconventional ideas. They seek wisdom from those who challenge their worldview, not from those who merely agree. They know that comfort zones are intellectual prisons, and they refuse to stay confined. This constant pursuit of knowledge gives Sigma males an air of quiet confidence. They can hold conversations on diverse topics, analyze complex problems, and navigate social situations with precision. People may underestimate them at first, but their intellect and insight become undeniable once revealed. Their power is not in loud statements, but in the depth of understanding they quietly accumulate. Knowledge is freedom. Knowledge is independence. Knowledge is the silent weapon that allows Sigma males to thrive in a world that often misunderstands them. They like self-mastery above all else. The defining trait of a Sigma male is self-mastery. Jordan Peterson teaches that before you can change the world, you must first put your own life in order. Sigma males take this principle seriously. They master their emotions, their habits, their time, and their mind. They do not allow impulses, laziness, or external circumstances to dictate their actions. Every decision, every habit, Every thought is guided by a commitment to become the best version of themselves. Self-mastery is more than discipline, it is freedom. When Sigma males control themselves, they control their destiny. They are not slaves to desire, fear, or social pressure. They can walk alone, speak their truth, act on principle, and pursue long-term goals without distraction. This mastery makes them rare, respected, and often envied. Few people understand the level of internal work it takes to live this way. But Sigma males thrive precisely because they embrace it. Self-mastery also means emotional intelligence. Sigma males understand their own emotions and use them strategically. They do not react impulsively to provocations. They stay calm in chaos. They absorb pressure and convert it into clarity. They understand the power of patience, persistence, and delayed gratification. Every setback becomes an opportunity to grow stronger. Every obstacle becomes a test of resilience taught by prioritizing self-mastery. Sigma males achieve something extraordinary: independence of mind, freedom of action, and strength of character. They become men who do not follow crowds, who do not seek validation, and who shape their own path with purpose and precision. The 1% weight Sigma male is rare because the world is built to reward conformity, noise, and easy approval. But the Sigma chooses a different path, one of self-discipline, independence, knowledge, honesty, and mastery. Jordan Peterson teaches that life is a struggle, but meaning comes from facing that struggle head-on. The Sigma male embodies this principle every single day. He seeks silence, thrives in solitude, values purpose over pleasure, respects truth, maintains mystery, learns continuously, and masters himself. These 8 uncommon traits are not simply habits, they are a philosophy of life. They are the framework for becoming part of the 1% who live by their own rules, who rise above mediocrity, and who inspire quietly without needing to be seen. If you want to live like a Sigma, it begins today. Embrace the discomfort, pursue knowledge, speak truth, and take responsibility for your life. The world will misunderstand you. People will try to categorize you. But in the end, it does not matter what the world thinks. What matters is who you are becoming. And Sigma males know the ultimate secret: independence, mastery, and purpose are not given, they are earned, cultivated, and protected. So step into the path few dare to walk. Honor your own mind, sharpen your own habits, and embrace the rare mindset that only 1% of men truly understand. The world may never notice, but your life and your legacy will speak louder than any applause ever could.